nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and it is good to have you here with me today. If this is your first time to the lounge, I just want you to know that this is a place for you. That's right, it's a place for nerds. That's what the Poindexter Lounge is. That's why we made this, is so that you can have a place and I can have a place where we can come together as nerds, as fans of things like TV shows, movies, games, toys, and fantasy and everything in between, and talk about it, have a conversation about it, talk about the stuff that we love, and voice our opinions. So everybody's opinion is welcome here. We don't have to agree on everything. It's okay, but let's talk about it, all right? If this is your first time here, I just want to say welcome. Please consider hitting that subscribe button and also notifications so that you know when we put out new videos, because we put new videos out like all the time, all right? It's been kind of a slow news week this week, but some interesting things came out yesterday about Spider-Man. And so I thought, you know what, we need to talk about this because I really enjoy Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I've enjoyed pretty much all the Spider-Man. You know, everybody has seemed to do something a little different. Tobey Maguire was a great Spider-Man. His Peter Parker was a little emo for me, but it was okay. You know, he was just very emotional. Everything was this, you know, dramatic, you know, over the top stuff. And then Andrew Garfield, I thought, did a pretty good job, and thought that he looked pretty good as Spider-Man, and I actually really enjoyed those movies. It was a different take on that, and got the Gwen Stacy storyline in there, and I really enjoyed that. But Tom Holland has been, for me, just a breath of fresh air for Spider-Man. Especially for them rebooting it so quickly and so soon and bringing it into the MCU. I think Tom Holland does a great job. It's great to see a young Spider-Man. The only thing that I could say that really I haven't really fully enjoyed, and I know it's so controversial and I have gone like round and round, so please, if you don't like what I'm about to say, don't think you're saying something new to me in the comment section by like tearing me a new one for saying this, but understand why I'm saying this. I have some confusion and some pause when it comes to Zendaya as MJ, and here's why. Because one, she's not really playing MJ, right? She's playing somebody named MJ, you know, but it's Michelle. It's not even Mary Jane, and her personality isn't the same. It has nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman of color. Has nothing to do with that. Okay, please, big disclaimer. Nothing to do with that. All right, so don't tear me a new one for saying this. My thing is like, if you're going to cast a traditionally white person or whoever as a different race, the personality still has to be there. And I always go back to Man of Steel, because you look at Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White. Great casting. Lawrence Fishburne nails that, knocks it out of the park. I don't see whether or not he's black or white or whatever. Even though Perry White has traditionally been a white male, Lawrence Fishburne nails that part because you can tell that he is indeed Perry White. He does a great job as Perry White. He's believable. He's playing the same character. What I don't like is when they just switch things up and it's not even the same character and they just kind of make a new character but they call it somebody else. And so here's my thing about this. I'm hoping that at some point, and maybe this is what we're gonna see here in the upcoming Far From Home movie, because I saw a scene where they said something about, you know, who knew that we were friends with a supermodel this whole time, and then all of a sudden I haven't seen that anywhere else used in any of the other trailers or any of the other promotions for it. So my hope is that Zendaya's character of Michelle this whole time has been this model, because that's what MJ was. Mary Jane was a model. She's a supermodel. She had a certain personality. This, you know, she's a very confident woman, and just who she was, right? She played it very, you know, in the comics, she's very sexy. I even had a problem with Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane for a lot of things, because Kirsten Dunst didn't play Mary Jane like Mary Jane. It was, you know, this kind of this emo kind of other thing. So it's not just Zendaya. But if they're gonna make Zendaya this, I'm hoping that it's almost kind of what was the Miley Cyrus show, Hannah Montana, where it's like she's kind of had this secret life where she's been this model, and she just kind of comes to school, and that's kind of why she looks frumpy and has this kind of attitude and stuff, because right now Zendaya doesn't show that. So I'm hoping that it comes out that Zendaya is Mary Jane, but that she has had this kind of secret thing off to the side, instead of just having an attitude with everybody and stuff, because I don't dig that as Mary Jane, because that's not Mary Jane's personality. And anybody who's a comic book fan, you know that. All right, so what I want to talk about today, though, is that it is now being rumored. A couple of rumors came out about Spider-Man this week. One, I don't buy so much, and that is that Deadpool is going to be in Spider-Man 3, the next Spider-Man movie. Look, would I love to see that? Absolutely. The Spider-Man Deadpool stuff that has come out over the years has been great. I mean, it's fun. It's great to see those characters together. They're both wisecracking characters. They're really good together, and I like that. Would I still be happy with seeing it on screen? Absolutely. I would love to see that on screen. I think it'd be fun. And I've seen some detractors talk about how they don't think that Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool would match well with Tom Holland's Spider-Man or whatever. Look, is it going to be different? No matter what they put Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool into in the MCU in some way or shape or form, it's going to change it. It's going to be a little different. Even if they keep him the same for the Deadpool movies, what I want to see is I want to see Deadpool in one of these PG-13 movies, understanding and recognizing, breaking the fourth wall, and basically saying that, yes, I understand that now I'm in a PG-13 movie, so I have to kind of keep my mouth, at bay, because Disney owns us now. I would love to see that kind of fourth wall breaking, and I think that's how you play that smart in whatever you bring Deadpool in, whether it's Spider-Man 3 or a new Deadpool movie or introduce him into the MCU, because apparently Disney is really keen on introducing Deadpool into the MCU in some way. That's the reports coming out. So no matter how you introduce him into the MCU, you're gonna have to have that fourth wall breaking moment where he explains why he's different. And then you have him in his own movies again, or an X-Force movie or whatever, where he is Deadpool, and he's the same Deadpool, the same, R-rated Deadpool that we've come to expect from the first two movies. But he has to play it safe when he's in the ensemble movies. So, do I think that they're gonna do Spider-Man with Deadpool? No, and here's why. I mean, and other people have said this already, but the thing is that Disney doesn't own Spider-Man. Spider-Man is still a Sony property. I don't see them putting Deadpool in a Spider-Man movie to make it better, or to somehow do that, because Deadpool is going to be a huge commodity for Disney now that they own Fox. So why would you give away that revenue just to give it away, just to put him in a Spider-Man movie? Would it be cool to see as a fanboy? Absolutely. It'd be so funny to see. And it would be great to see them trading off, and to see a young Peter Parker especially having to kind of deal with this older Deadpool who's seen, a whole lot more and gone through a whole lot more than he has. Would be great. But I don't think it's going to happen because of the whole Sony thing. I don't see Disney putting one of their characters in, like, that being the first thing that we see Deadpool in a Disney movie. No, I just don't see that. Cool to see. I don't believe it's going to happen that way. But the second thing that has come out this week is the rumors that Venom will be introduced here in Far From Home through either multiverse things or whatever, and that Venom becomes part of the Spider-Man universe and by default the MCU, just by being in Spider-Man 3, whatever that movie is. That I would love to see. I think that would be great. Tom Holland and Tom Hardy together, a battle of the Toms, together in a movie like that. I think that would be tremendous. That would be great, because my thing about Venom, I love the Venom movie. I actually liked it a whole lot more than I thought I was gonna like it. And a lot of people liked it a lot more than I think we all gave it credit for. But I think that he was missing Spider-Man. I'm old school like that, and I understand it, and trust me, when we did our Venom stuff, I heard it from everybody about, he doesn't have to have Spider-Man, he doesn't have to have Spider-Man, he doesn't have to have Spider-Man. To me, I'm old school, where I was reading the comics at the time where the black suit came into play and the symbiote came into play, and Venom was born and all those things, and that had direct connection to Spider-Man. You can't deny that. I know everything's changed. We got new stories, we got new things that are going on, we got new people telling new things. But come on. You can't take away from the fact that Venom should be connected to Spider-Man in some way. He looks like a Spider-Man. He looks like a Spider-Man character, a version of Spider-Man, right? Just big and with a black suit and all that stuff. So, I would love to see this. I would love to see Venom portrayed in a Spider-Man movie. And I think that that'd be a great way to do Spider-Man 3. Now, we know that there's a bad history of Venom in Spider-Man 3 movies. Sam Raimi, we're looking at you, just saying. But look, they rushed that one, and that one was never fully realized, and Sam Raimi didn't even like Venom. If we have a Spider-Man 3 in the MCU with the Tom Holland Spider-Man that is able to introduce Venom in a way that makes sense, whether it's through the multiverse or whatever, because I don't know how you introduce this Venom now that they've already introduced this Venom, in the MCU. I mean, you got this Venom is based in San Francisco. You got Ant-Man based in San Francisco. So how would he not know about all this stuff going on? I know it's a bigger world and there's a lot more going on than we see just on screen in the MCU. But I would love to see them write a good story, whether it's multiverse stuff, whatever they want to do, that subjects Tom Holland's Spider-Man to the symbiote. And maybe that's a separation from Tom Hardy for a while, and Venom, is able to be on Spider-Man for a while and develop that connection, and then have to be torn apart from Spider-Man and that hatred. But I want to see a fully fleshed out movie. I felt that Spider-Man 3, like the rest of the world really, felt that Spider-Man 3, the story was just not there. The story was not fleshed out well. It had bits and parts and stuff, but we never got to see really Venom really work. It was all these little bits and pieces because of the CGI. Now we've seen a whole Venom movie that really works, and the CGI is really good. So you could see that, and you could see Spider-Man with the black suit and doing those things, and now post Endgame, dealing with the ramifications of what happened, even 2 movies down the road now from Endgame, having that power and that craving for power that Venom brings, and then really making Venom that anti-hero type of character, but giving Venom that kind of hatred for Spider-Man would be killer, no pun intended. So I would love to see that. I think that would be a great thing to see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think it's good for Spider-Man. I think it's good for Venom. I think it's good that they'd be able to now expand Spider-Man's role and Spider-Man's place in this bigger universe, even in his own movies. And of course, eventually, they're still talking about this Sinister Six movie. So you take one step closer to being able to open that up to other villains and do things within the Spider-Verse, as it were. But I'm curious, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments section. What are your thoughts? Would you like to see Deadpool show up in Spider-Man? Do you think that there's any world that could ever happen? Or are you like me? Do you think that's wishful thinking of a couple of nerds? Hey, but you know what? That's okay. Stranger things have happened, right? I mean, we didn't think we were going to get Spider-Man in the MCU, and now that's old hat, and we already know that's going to be around. So, I mean, because we know that they're going to re-sign him. They're not going to let that cash cow go. So there's that. Do you like the idea of Tom Hardy's Venom showing up in a Spider-Man movie and having those two interact, and then somehow, having a story based on those characters? I think that only makes the Venom character more plausible. It gives the Venom character with Tom Hardy more of a footing, just establishes it even more. I mean, he's had his own movie, it did well, and now you bring that level up just a little bit by solidifying him in a Spider-Man movie. I think it'd be great. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section. Also, remember, you can find us on social media. All of our social media contacts are there in the description below. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, and here on YouTube, and you can find that all below. So hey, contact us that way because we want to have a conversation with you. I want to have a conversation with you. I know Tifftastic loves that kind of stuff, and we just love continuing the conversation with you guys off screen. All right. If you hate if you hate the conversation, if you hate the idea or whatever, you want to make fun of me, I guess we could take that too, because you know what? Comment's a comment. But hey, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, because I guess that helps the channel in some way. It helps other people to be able to see these videos. Everybody keeps saying you guys are like the best kept secret on YouTube, and they love it because we got this community growing here. We got a great community here. If this is your first time, look, we got some awesome people here at the channel. We do live streams and everything, and so when people are just in the chat together and we're talking and we're having a great time, it is really a fun place to be in the Poindexter Lounge. And so we want you to be a part of that, all right? So continue the conversation on social media and let us know what you guys think of today's video. Until next time, my name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, saying, you know what? Whatever happens, I just hope that we can swing into a good Spider-Man 3 this time. See what I did there? And not have it all fall apart like last time. And please, whatever you do, I don't want to see Tom Holland emo dancing. Until next time, guys, bye-bye. So if you've made it this far into the video, thanks so much. We're so glad to have you here. Please make sure to like this video, hit subscribe, and as always, hit the notifications bell so that you know when we put out new videos, which is like all the time. Thanks for coming along for the ride. We hope you're here for more. Bye-bye.